guys, welcome back to Nixie DIY Crafts. Today we're going to be making Nightmare Before Christmas DIYs. Let's start off with this pumpkin from the Dollar Tree. I'm taking some masking tape and I'm sectioning off 2 sections on my pumpkin. I will be painting both sides of this wood pumpkin. On the first side, I will be painting it the top portion in black and the bottom portion color pumpkin orange. On the back side, I will be painting it all in white. The black paint that I'm using is Folk Art and it's a chalkboard brand and it dries like a semi-gloss black, and for this pumpkin it only required 1 coat. Once dry, now to the most satisfying part of this video, removing the masking tape to reveal your straight line. Now let's go ahead and add masking tape to the top portion so we can start painting the bottom portion. Again, I'm using the color pumpkin. This is an inexpensive acrylic paint, so it did require 2 coats. Just make sure you let your first coat dry before you continue adding your second coat. Because this sign will be sitting on top of a desk, I wanted it to be reversible art. So to make this stand up, I will be using these little wood blocks and I'm painting them to match the color of the front of the pumpkin. So for example, this piece, the bottom portion is orange, so I'm painting the little wood bricks in orange. Now that my one side is dry, I'm going to start painting the other side in white. So I'm just carefully outlining the sides and then filling in the inside with the white. Now I'm painting my wood blocks with the same white. Now that both sides are completely dry, let's go ahead and start decorating. So for the first side, I've cut out the phrase "Hello Pumpkin." So I cut "Hello" in white vinyl. I will be placing that on the black portion of my pumpkin. And the word pumpkin I cut using black vinyl, and I will be placing it on the bottom portion. Now for the back side, we're going to decorate using Jack Skellington from the Nightmare Before Christmas. And the phrase that I cut out for this side is "This is Halloween." Originally, I was going to start by putting down Jack, but then I changed my mind and decided to start with the word Halloween and then I'll add him on top. If you create this project or something similar, just keep in mind, give enough space for the little wood blocks that you will be installing at the bottom. You don't want to place your vinyl too low where then your wood blocks will cover your words. So make sure that you space it correctly. Next, I'll add Jack. Then for the wording placement, I'm going to lightly place the "is" to the right, but I didn't press it down. And then I'm going to add the "this" to the left. Now, unfortunately, I ripped it trying to work too fast, but it's okay, it happens. So I'm just gonna lay the "S" overlaying on top of the "I" and then press that in. I decided to move the "is" closer to Jack's head so it lines up exactly the same spacing as the word "this," and then I buffered that in. And this is how it looks so far. So now we are going to add our wood blocks to the bottom because this is what's going to hold it up. So I'm going to add some hot glue Underneath my project, I'm placing one of my silicone mats, so in case any of the hot glue seeps out, it sticks to the silicone mat. And as you know, hot glue doesn't stick to silicone mat, so I can easily peel any excess off. So I'm adding the front two, and now we're going to add the back two. And I'm lining it up with the ones that I had originally attached on the other side. Now let's make a messy bow, and I'm going to use two different color ribbons, an orange and black and white and black, and I'm cutting two pieces of each one. To create this messy bow, you're just going to place your ribbon on top of each other in a form of an X, pinch it in the middle, and using a pipe cleaner you will secure it in the center. Pull your ribbon apart and then give it a trim. For this messy bow, I'm just cutting it at an angle. I also like the look of the ducktail, but for this one, I'm just cutting it at an angle. Because this sign is going to be reversible, I do need to make two messy bows. So I'm cutting two more pieces of each color ribbon and repeating the process. The difference this time is that I am trimming my ribbon ahead of time. I repeat the steps. I lay my ribbon in a form of an X, and then I secure it in place using a pipe cleaner. To attach it, I'm using hot glue. I add hot glue to the bow and then add it to the stem of my pumpkin. Be careful when you add your ribbon because the stem does have a tiny hole, so the glue can seep through. To the center of my messy bow, I added one of those little foam glitter balls just to cover the pipe cleaner. For Jack's side, I repeat the steps. I add my messy bow, and to the center of this bow, I add one of my black leather bats. And that completes this reversible project. For the next project, I'm using two pieces of these 2x4 along with one of the Dollar Tree Thanksgiving signs. I give them 2 coats of white paint, and now I'm going to attach them using wood glue and hot glue. I add hot glue to 3 sections of the wood for an instant hold. The Nightmare Before Christmas artwork I purchased on Etsy for a couple of dollars. So this is the image that I selected. As you can tell, it required a lot of weeding, which is not my favorite part. I have to give credit where credit is due. My 10-year-old daughter loves to weed vinyl. So that was a blessing in disguise, because if not, I was not going to make this project. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Jack doesn't have a head currently, but it's okay. I cut it into different pieces. So as soon as I attach this piece, I then place his head in place. Because I want this project to last for many years, I'm going to seal it using some of this Tough Top sealer from Rethunk Junk. And this is how it turned out. For the next DIY, I was inspired by this gold candle from Z Gallery, on sale currently for $22. I figured we can recreate this using one of these Dollar Tree vases. As you can tell, I've tried to do something with this vase a couple of times. I did some stencil spray, I sprayed on top of the stencil, and I almost threw it away until I saw that that advertisement from C Gallery. So I decided to kind of recreate my own. So in Design Space on Cricut, I created this image. I just took Spooky Tree and I duplicated it multiple times and I flipped it left so I can create my own image. I welded everything together and cut it out. And again, because my 10-year-old daughter likes to weed, it was the perfect opportunity. So this is how this project came out. And this completes my projects. Hope you were inspired and will recreate some of these. Thanks for watching. Bye.